Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Classics Rider, episode number 20, and we begin with La Flèche Wallonne. One of the famous classics on the calendar, 195 kilometer undulating course here. Not for pure climbers, this is more for the punchy ones and the endurance riders out there. And I am just up there inside that top 6 or 7, 8 favorites in this race. So we'll see what we can do with this one. I'm on the lower stamina side. I've definitely got the punchy side to get that final climb. But will I have any energy left by that point with all of the climbs in between and my lower mountain rating? That in the distance, it's going to do some damage. So we'll see if I'm still in there. If I get team support, that'll help. They can protect me and they can last for a while. I have a decent chance in this one, but we're going to go ahead, and as it's one of the big classics, and for my rider, this is one of my best opportunities at a major victory. I'll go ahead and stay with this one throughout the race. Alaphilippe's here, Fuglsang, Schachmann, Van der Poel. So your regular go-to favorites. I am on a fitness peak. So if that works out in my favor, if I have a decent draw, if we have at least a +2 race day condition, as we should, then we might be in really good shape. My stamina is up to a 73 now, so it's really coming along. It's the resistance that's still not so high. And of course that mountain rating, like Van der Poel, not quite there yet. Also, as it's a big race on the calendar, you can see this one's taking a lot longer to load than many of the other races. And the more stuff they put into it, like this one, the more likely it is to create some sort of lag, even if you have a powerful rig, which I used to. And even as of a year ago, it still would have been considered that. But now, at the age that it's at, I'm starting to second guess the power of my PC. I've got some upgrades to make to it soon. It's all custom built, but again, it's not what it once was. So we're just about to load up the race. All the World Tour teams are here, of course, as it's a World Tour race. In addition, we've got a number of top Pro Continental teams, so this is not a race for the faint of heart.
Hello and welcome to the start of the Flèche Wallonne, a race that is accustomed to change. This year the riders leave from Seraing and climb the Côte de la Vecchie and Côte de la Redoute inside the first half of the race. However, the finish is still on top of the renowned Mur de Huy. Moreover, like last year, the Chemin des Chapelles is climbed 3 times because the final 60 kilometers are over a circuit that also takes in 2 climbs of the Côte de Ref and the Côte de Chérard. That means plenty of action in the last third of the race. Victory will still come down to being well placed at the bottom of the last climb and to timing the final attack with perfection.
Alright, after that lengthy introduction, even though I literally just changed this yesterday afternoon, for some reason, this battery did not charge effectively, and we'll swap that out here real quick. Mouse decided to die without any warning. There we go. Okay, so here's the beautiful news for this one. I have absolute control over the team. Everybody is a teammate working for me. The objective, top 5, could be a little bit too much, just depending on how it's looking. The race day condition, somewhat unfortunate. It's still a +1, so I can't complain much, but consider I'm on that fitness peak. I've drawn another negative. I've drawn a lot of negatives through this fitness peak, if my memory serves me correctly, over the previous episodes here. And that hurts. Mountain rating at 68, that helps. 74 on the flat, that helps. The hills 82 is fantastic. It helps my acceleration sprint just a little bit. Stamina's up to a 76, so that should definitely be sufficient to get me through the day and get me into that final. But it only gives me a resistance of 70, which might not be enough by the end of this one, depending on how the pace is, especially with my teammates. If I get out of them what I would expect to get out of them, if I get what I expect, we're not going to be having much team support by the end of this one, so that resistance rating could still be a problem for me by the time we hit that final climb. Alright, we're already getting into the day's first moderate climb. Heading up this hill right now. 7 riders off the front. They've already opened up a 5.5 minute gap. That is a large gap, but with 160 kilometers to go and all the climbing that we have, those 7 riders will struggle if we put pressure on them. We'll see when that pressure comes. But the bigger that gap gets, the better the chance is that they could actually stay away. Get myself set for the long term. And I will kind of glance through the profile. Now the first of our more generally classified.
And he's not going to be able to carry on. Let's hope it doesn't jeopardize the rest of his season. There's a mass
Just under 10% max gradient, right about 6% for 4K. And it appears to be the longest climb of the day. The others are much shorter, 2K, 1.5K, 0.6 from there. Speed this back up. All these little attacks are annoyingly messing up what I'm trying to do. So those final climbs of the day, 1.4, that one's pretty steep, 1.5. Most of that is in the middle of that climb. We're at 18.4%. The Mur de Huy. Yes, that is the famed one. Okay, we are on that longest climb of the day right now. Up here through the forest on it. And we're up and over. Team's still in good standing right now. Everybody's fresh. The breakaway group, we are already starting to reel them in with 118K to go. Another big crash. Yeah, and Bacalance, Ian Boswell both withdrawing after those 2 crashes. Here we go, next climb. Second classified one. Not enough pace right now to damage the field, but you can see that my teammates and I all felt that one a little bit. As we approach halfway, it's going to start coming harder and faster. I don't think this climb's going to do much, and this undulating area is going to do much, but once we kind of get around here, or at least by here, that pace is really going to start to pick up, and we're going to see the peloton thin out. Yes, we have a couple riders off the back, but that's from big crashes that took too long to get back up, and then those individual riders just couldn't recover. So at this point, there's no actual damage in any way that's threatening. Neither one of those guys are on World Tour teams anyway. Gap to the front, under 3.5 now. The gap is now much too small for them to have any hope of staying away, meaning the winner should be coming from the peloton. And here's exactly what I was talking about, the damage starting to be done. See Fortunato, Paccioni, and Bongiorno all starting to get a bit fatigued. A little bit of recovery right now on this descent, but we're about to hit this group of short, punchy climbs, and this is where that damage begins for sure. Especially the secondary climb, because that's the Mer de Huy. Okay, we're gonna hit it. It's not the one we're on now, but the next climb that we hit. I'm gonna bring it on down to road level for that one, just to see the climb, how it is here in the game. Kind of prepare for it.
Just 1/3 of the race left to run.
See, the pace is really picking up. I was blinking red on an 85. 86 was enough. That means the front is pulling pretty hard, and we are starting to see the first group of riders dropping off. So for us, Fortunato, Passione look like the first two that'll be off the back, and maybe the Mer de Huy will be enough. At the moment, we dropped 55 riders. I think they'll regain contact before that climb, but I think we'll lose them and maybe more. Again, on that next climb, we'll probably be down to 60 or so.
All teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Alright, we're starting to get pretty close. Get a good look at it. Schoenberger on his way up. There you go, he's almost here. Okay, we're going to start our brief descent. This is a different entrance into the climb than we'll have the final time. So what we just went through, what we're going through right now, is not the same. But here we go, coming up on it. Yeah, you can see... No, I still don't see the turnoff. It would suggest where we're coming from. Oh, there it is, right there to the right. So we'll make that little right-left zigzag. But here we go. Here's the climb. This is the main one. Starts gradual. We're at 6%, and bam, here's where it hits. It hits hard. 17, 18% now. Back down to 15, back up to 18.4, and it's pretty consistent at this mark. And then it kind of levels off here as you go over the top. That's a intense climb. That is an intense climb. Right now the peloton's 154, but I know that before everyone goes over the top, there's going to be a pretty hefty group dropping off. There's 36 falling off. Okay, more left than I thought. I think we kind of backed off a bit on that climb, though. I don't think anyone really attacked it too hard. Peloton's got 2.5 minutes to cover before we catch the breakaway. I think the majority of those off the back, I was about to say they weren't going to get back, but there's 36 chasing, and we still don't have a lot of pace, so we've got a chance. Ooh, we are hitting the climb 2 more times. In fact, we're going to go in, we are into the circuit now. So we are into our finishing circuit. We have 2 full laps, basically, from just before the Mer de Huy through that climb. An additional time makes just over 2 laps. So we're going to be hitting all of this again. Group chasing regains contact, at least for the moment, but others, seeing splits, groups coming together. 103 now. Gaburo got dropped. Didn't expect that. My whole team right now is looking really weak. Velasco, kind of the last guy with anything left. Just behind us, a few wheels down. Okay, now here's the punchy penultimate 190 meters in just 1.4 kilometers at 7.8% average gradient. You've got to already be to the front by this point next time around. Gotta make sure not to get dropped, not to see some sort of solo breakaway coming from here.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Right now, leading at the front here, Ballerini, Dividends. Okay, pace is starting to pick up. Velasco's still here. That's good. He's hanging on for now. It's still 31 kilometers. And the Murdahui is coming up here in just a second again. And there's a lot more pace this time through than last. Here's that quick right-left. Yeah, there it is. The zigzag. That's where we started our circuit. Down to 64 in the peloton. Breakaway still has a minute 43. They're actually holding out better and longer than I expected them to. Shoot, with 28 kilometers, I'm going to need water before the end. I'm almost out of water now. We regain contact, we lose contact, and now I'm alone. 42 riders. This has got to be my best chance to get water. Myself, 23 rider. Oh, 23 would have been perfect. Don't drop back too far. Come on. There you go. Put your arm up. Put your arm up. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, don't even put your arm up. They'll just hand it to you. Okay, way back up. 38 in the peloton. All 7 still ahead, but their gap is getting smaller. One of them has been dropped. And there he is. Robert Gesink. Remco Evenepoel pulling at the front for Quick Step. So he's moved on to Duquesne Quick Step. There's Froome prepared to pull at the front for somebody else. Thomas riding for Lotto Soudal. There's Gesink pulled back in. Now it's just the 6 riders. We're not pulling back any time right now. In fact, they've pulled out 5 more seconds. And we're down to just 3 climbs remaining. And the peloton, more and more, is losing its impetus as we get smaller and smaller. Just 38 riders to chase those 6. I know a while back I said that we were going to catch these guys, but I'm wondering a little bit now. But we're seeing the first accelerations. Conrad, Mühlberger, Izaguirre. There's Lutsenko, Alaphilippe, trying to open things up. Right now, I'm just looking to stay in position here. Let these guys duke it out, fight. Punish each other. Meanwhile, I'm kind of just sitting on here. Gap is 45 seconds. So these guys still not caught, but with the pace, it looks like they're going to be brought back soon. But you got some talented riders up there. Vincenzo Nibali. I think I saw Woods. Alaphilippe is off the front. Woods has joined the group at the front, so Woods and Alaphilippe got away.
Watch out. A team leader is falling down.
And it's not Vincenzo Nibali.
There are just 10 kilometers left.
Ooh, Alaphilippe's caught that group, though. Ooh, 26 seconds. And there's just 23 of us in the chase now. 20 seconds. Okay. They have been reeled in. Ooh, I'm sliding backwards at a 90. Here's that precursor climb. Can't get caught too far back, otherwise somebody could get off the front. Woods is trying. Alaphilippe's trying. They're trying to get the short break. There's Fuglsang going. And that's 4 guys getting away. Formalo. Okay, use my gel.
That looks like a really bad fall. It's a shame, but he's not going any further.
I got a little separation myself now from the chase group. At the moment, that puts me 5th. I would really like to be in the group, though, not riding alone at the moment. It's about the worst scenario I could be in. Okay, I've got my gel. Group of 8.
There we go. The sprint is on. The riders are setting themselves up.
Oh, run out of juice right before I could use the sprint. 400 meters. Alaphilippe hangs on, gets the win. That little break really hurt us. And a couple of those guys... No. Well, Cosnefroy never came back from the break, right? And the Schachmann, Vanderpool. I'm going to get 9th, 10th. Oh, please, come on. Oh, I slipped to 12th. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts. I should have easily finished top 10 at that point. Group from behind really caught me. I ran out of juice with 400 meters and just from there. Not a good finish. Yeah, getting caught in that no man's land was worst case scenario for me because that used up a lot of energy riding alone in between the 2 climbs. It's not ideal at all. I was hoping to make contact with the 4 guys at the front. Wasn't able to do that. At that point I should have sat up and let the group behind me catch me and then ride for 5th place. But it's hard at that point once you do have the type of gap you have in front and behind. Yeah, I should have been much closer to 7th or 8th on that than where I ended up in 12th. Still, not a bad finish for a second-year rider on a weak team who was riding alone there for a long while, who didn't end up with the really good race day condition that I certainly could have had. Again, like I said, resistance right at 70 is still a bit inefficient for a race like this, especially on hard. Lower difficulty levels, I could have hung in there and made contact with that group and still had energy left. So team's not happy at all for finishing 12th in a major World Tour Classic. It is what it is. We deal. So I'm at the 4 Hours of Dunkirk. It's a 6-stage race, but 5 of those are sprint stages. So only one stage offers anything different, anything unique. Stage 1 technically was classified as cobbled, but it had like 2 cobbled sections that were only about 1 kilometer each, or right at the beginning of the stage. Had no impact on anything whatsoever. So this is the first stage where we're actually seeing some sort of action here on stage 4. 2 things have happened though. 1, it's been almost a month since La Flèche Wallonne that we just finished up. Almost a month, and this is my next race.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up.
I've had the now natural kick of degradation to manager satisfaction because of that month off. And as a result, boss doesn't like me. One bit. So here we are, stage number 4, and other things have happened besides that tick of a month. My fitness peak, long gone now. My fitness level's still 100%. My race day condition's at a 0, and that's decent enough, so I've got a couple bonuses on there. But in quick-simming those first few stages, as they were just sprint stages, as they should have been full group finishes. Not quite the case. In those quick sims, I lost 2.5 minutes. All of the team members lost at least 1 minute. About 1.5 minutes is the highest placed teammate, which is Fellini. So what happens today on the stage that I'm the favorite to win? Well, the unlucky situation that my boss doesn't trust me. I'm not in a leadership position in terms of time in this race, and when you put that all together on the day that I should be winning, instead of getting support or free reign to go for it, I'm having to play the support role. So, been riding at the front, trying to earn favor with my team boss, and I did well up until that point where suddenly I just got taken over. I do have my 25K. I'd like to get the extra, well, let's see, 12.5 would be, so 6.25, so 7. The extra 7 kilometers, that would put me at 32. I have to work a little bit harder to get back up there for that. Breakaway group today, out to 3 minutes. It's a pretty easy climb. It's 2 stars, 1.4 kilometers, but it's uphill. And this is going to do damage to the field as a result. Now I've got this cobble rating of 81, so actually everybody behind me is going to have to work really hard to keep up with me. And for me, it didn't do damage. That's my best hope of the day, is being able to kind of break off the front. So we need 32, I need 3 more K. Two to go. 1 to go. And there you go. There's our super bonus. Now we can sit back and ride for ourselves the rest of the day. Best thing that could happen to me at this point is Fellini gets dropped, and suddenly they look and realize that I've got a chance to win the stage, and they give me team leadership status at that point. Here's that climb, and we're just going to hit this thing again and again and again until the finish. Right there to the right is the finish line, just around the corner. Look, see how far it is when we come up next time. I'll just glance to the side there. Meantime, let's speed it up. So you got this back-to-back climb, and then here we go. Okay, slow it down some.
There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely will be able to keep up.
It's going to be hard to see. I'll be looking behind as we turn. Yeah, there's the finish right there. There is still 250 meters or so, maybe 300 meters from around that corner to the finish line. But by that point, I should be riding solo. Really should. Wow, we've got a lot of pace. 88 and I'm blinking red. I like it.
You see that? You can read the pain on the faces at the back of the peloton. There's a growing number of riders left behind. There's a breakaway in the leading group.
Depending on how things play out, there's a chance that I could try to go early and not wait for the final climb as a just in case. But realistically, the combination of the hill climb and being on the cobbles I'm going to be much faster than anybody else.
That's half the race done.
So
Should be a lot more movement from now on in.
I shouldn't have to have much trouble getting off the front alone as long as I'm at the front when the time comes.
It seems to be catching.
Oh, there's Fellini. He's staying fresh. Schoenberger, first one off the front. Oh, there's a big split. 70 riders now left. It's back up to... No, it's back down to... It's yo-yoing right now. 75k to go.
Another flat tire.
Quite a few laps left to go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times still through the cobbled climb. And now 4 times over the intermediate climb. And the peloton's at 71. And I'm thinking about putting just a little bit of pressure on here. Let's give a little acceleration here.
Some riders try to use the verge to avoid the cobbles, but it's at the risk of getting a flat tire.
Oops, off the front.
There's a faller in the pack. A rider
That's how easy it is. I pulled away 35 seconds just like that, 40 seconds.
not a tire's best friend.
We'll sit up.
Uh-oh.
It will shrink the group.
It's now more than 2 minutes. The peloton seems content to let it grow. The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Still 46 seconds.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
And the peloton's shrinking to try to chase me down. 38 riders now. 29 seconds, 20 seconds, 15. But it's going to be a much smaller group with me this time. And I've already recovered. I could do that a time or two and just punish this field, destroy this field. It'll also take care of catching those 5 riders because they have almost 2 minutes ahead. I'm going to do that again. Just ride right off the front and then destroy the group. There you go, alone. Look at that gap open, 28 seconds, 33 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, and I've caught the brake. Come on, come on. Make contact, make contact. There we go, into the group. Into the brake. Minute 20 gap. I'll stay here. I'll let the peloton try to chase us down. Or I'll ride with this guy. Come on. Come on. There you go. Myself some water before the end of this thing. Fellini's the only one left in the peloton, by the way. Peloton's a minute 12 behind. These guys are not pushing with any sort of tempo.
Watch out! A team leader is falling behind.
At this point, I'm perfectly content with the peloton pulling us back. Mostly just gonna sit on and enjoy the ride. Though I could really hit that cobbled section and just go again. Well, now that we're all split up, maybe I will. I'll wait till we hit it though. Bridge off to those 2 guys. You're saying let's work, but you're not working. 16 seconds is gap. We've got a minute 16 to the peloton, so I've got the potential to actually go off and win this thing by a comfortable margin. All right, here we go.
Riders run enormous risk of injury on cobbled sections.
Oh, right through the team car.
Goes, it's the
Off to the front group.
that make the rider and not the other way around.
Lapping, guys. Plank art. Wow. Okay, sit up and recover. Sit up and recover. Oh, it's Barguil. It's Warren Barguil. Alright, Peloton is now 2:10 behind. So again, that gap just opening a little bit further. Flick of the elbow and I go through. Okay, we're back up to 3.
Yet another flat tire. It seems to be catching.
They decided they didn't want to work with me and immediately attacked. They know I'm too much of a threat. That was weird though, how there was no blinking red or anything and there was no formal attack. They just accelerated and off they went. But I want to ride the right pace here. Save my energy for the climb, for the cobbled section. There's Barguil. Is Izagirre the other one? Jan Izagirre. Okay, so I've almost caught back up to him. Let's give a little acceleration, get up there, because then we could do this. Just sit on for a moment. Come on, ease up, buddy. Where's the energy?
A team leader is falling behind.
Okay, fine.
Crossing
Here we
the
go.
cobbled section is a technical exercise. That's why some specialists don't hesitate to reconnoiter a route several times, because each section has its particularities, and on some sections, it is make or break if you don't adopt the right strategy. We've got 15
Okay,
kilometers
sit
to the
up,
finish line.
sit up. Ride with Barguil. Okay, so it's a minute 24 behind us. Peloton's 2.5 minutes down. Next time up that climb, we go to the finish line. Hey, don't lose that wheel. Come on. After what he's done this time, I'm forcing him to do some work, and this is allowing me to recover. Even if others come back at me, we're at 2 minutes to the peloton.
The riders are entering the last 10 kilometers of
All right,
the stage.
now I'll work with him. Passing his teammate. Oh, there's my teammate, Schumberger. He's 24 minutes down, so guess how long each lap is, right about 25 minutes.
The road is really treacherous.
Minute 50 is the gap, 6K to go. Use the gel now, and then I'll just ride away on the climb.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
Minute gap to 3 riders behind, and then 17 chasing, a minute 40 down, and I'll be the strongest on this climb, so I should have no problem. There goes my gel kicking in. About to hit the base of the climb. I wish I could use Schoenberger, but as we're on separate laps, it'd be illegal. Alright, here we go.
Some cobbled sections are very narrow, so it's important to be well positioned to avoid falls or breaks in the peloton. And there goes the mad burst for the final sprint.
Come on, come on, come on. Don't lose this. Okay, I got 26 seconds of separation. I exhausted him trying to keep pace with me. Got the stage win. Now it'll be about how big the gap is, because we're going to move way up the standings. Vergil, 35 seconds behind. There's a minute and a half. Polanc, Costa, there's 2 minutes. I won't be at the top of the order, but I'm going to move up a lot in the standings. 209 to that group. These guys are all going to be same time, most likely. Fellini took 11th on the stage. There's Pogacar. Pogacar really made a name for himself here in the Vuelta a España this year. Half an hour. Schumberger ends up at 35, so we lost 10 more minutes on that final lap.
And just in case you missed them, here are the race highlights.
Not comfortably. Vergil did not make it easy, but he was in the breakaway. And he covered himself well. He was definitely stronger than the other riders in the break. 26 seconds to him. Minute 37, minute 57, 2:08, and then 2:32. Now, time gap wise, I'll be no worse than 13th. I get up to 4th. So, Ligon in the lead. Gugard, Siskavicius. I think these guys were all a breakaway group that held on to win a stage by a minute plus, and then we're still somehow in this one. Jay McCarthy, Skirping, there's Polanc taking 7th, Mattaway in 8th, Matthias Brandl, and then Fellini 10th overall, minute 13 down. So that'll put me into a good position for the overall with just a couple stages to go and nothing really happening on those stages. Exceptional evaluation. First in the young rider, nice, and first on the stage. That all helps. Get back up to 85%. Not that that quite puts us where we need to be, but the final stage, if I'm in the top 5, then that should make a little boost. So stage number 5 coming up. I'll bypass that one. I'll still quick sim. I'll take the risk on that. But stage 6, just to get those final points that come at the end of the race, I'll go ahead and do that one. I'll show you the final couple kilometers, but they're both sprint stages. Final stage, final 30K, still in 4th place, looking good for that. Fellini also still in the top 10, and here is our setup for this stage. Co-leader status along with Fellini, but also I have sprinter outsider, as in they think I've got some sort of chance to do something in that sprint, maybe steal 4 seconds if we can get up into podium. I don't think it's likely, but I do have a sprint of 70 today with a good flat rating. It could happen. Crazier things have happened. With 12K to go, I've got to get myself ready to go here in the next little bit. Now, in terms of setup, I don't know much about the teammates. I don't know their ratings very well. I don't have Cacciola Fellini, and he's the best teammate. But Paccioni, sprint train. So there's my lead out guy. Beyond that, I need to just pick somebody. Oh, big split in the field. Big split in the field. And Fellini's going backwards. Fellini. What are you doing, dude? Fellini's falling off the back. with just the two of us left. All of a sudden, he's that guy. I want to get him to the front. Not sitting on the back, literally last wheel of the 45 riders. He's going to have to turn into a lead-out guy. It's only 35 seconds, but, you know, what else is to happen? Baccioni's not here. The others aren't here. Just lost our whole team in a big split. And we just now reeled in the breakaway group. 2.5K to go. Oh, now they regain contact, but it's too late. And I lose control. So frustrating. 3K to go. And the only guy I had control of was Fellini. And now I just lost control of him.
The riders are setting themselves up.
No chance of getting anything here as a result now after that mess. I regain control of Fellini here in the final couple hundred meters, way after it's too late. I'll get a top 10. 9th right behind my teammate. Justin Jules wins the final stage. Arnaud Demar should have been a heavy favorite. Pascalon up there as well, but not able to claim any points on that.
And here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
Strange finish to that one, but I didn't care about it. We weren't going to gain anything from that. 4th was going to be 4th. Now, maybe. The splits, nope. Splits weren't even given, so that's not changing the standings. So 4th it is, but I do claim the under 25s. 40 points, only 8 away from leveling up now. Also 12 points, percentage points here. Manager satisfaction puts us back up into the 90s. Looks like it's going to be at least a week before we get into another race. We might be turning over the end of the month, but we'll see. We'll see next time. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.